The movie begins where we see Rita Mora, a vibrant and intelligent lawyer. One day her boss gave her a tough case. She had to make a murder look like a suicide, and she pulled it off brilliantly. But instead of getting credit for her hard work, all the praise went to her boss. Rita felt frustrated and unappreciated. She had been working so hard, yet no one noticed. After the court session, she went to the restroom to take a break. That's when she got a strange phone call that would change her life. The person on the other end asked if she wanted to become rich. They told her to come to a certain location in 10 minutes. At first, Rita hesitated, but then she thought, why not? She decided to go. When she arrived, some men appeared, covered her face, and drove her to a hidden place. It was so secret that no one would have guessed it existed. There, she met Manitas del Monte, a feared and powerful cartel leader. Manitas controlled his dangerous world with an iron fist, but he stayed hidden from the public. Manitas made Rita an unusual offer. He would pay her millions if she helped him with a big plan. He wanted to undergo surgery to change his gender, fake his death, and make sure his wife and kids escaped to safety. He explained that he was tired of his violent life and knew he would soon be exposed. At first, Rita wasn't sure if she should take the job. It was very risky, but the money was too good to pass up. She agreed and got to work.
So, your client doesn't have a name?
For the moment, he desires to remain anonymous.
Mexican, like you?
Yes, and he has tons of money.
Okay. So, has he started hormone therapy yet?
Yes,
When?
2 years ago.
Any medical issues since? Somatic, psychiatric?
No.
After a lot of searching, she found a doctor who could do the surgery. The doctor was hesitant at first, but changed his mind after hearing Manitas' story. Rita also met Manitas' wife, Jessie, who dreamed of leaving this life behind and returning to the United States with their kids.
Are we going back to the United States?
Manitas introduced Rita as a business partner. Despite the tension, the family had moments of happiness together. It was clear that Manitas deeply loved his children. With Rita's help, everything was set. Though it was hard for Manitas to let go of his family, his desire for freedom was stronger. Jessie also struggled with the idea, but she agreed to relocate for the sake of their children. Rita handled everything smoothly, and soon Manitas' death was staged. Everyone believed the feared cartel leader was gone for good. After the surgery, Manitas began a new life as Emilia Perez. Rita helped her navigate the legal and personal challenges of her transformation. 4 years later, Rita was in London when she bumped into Emilia. During their conversation, Rita quickly realized who she was. At first, Rita was scared, thinking Emilia had come to hurt her. But Emilia only had one request. She missed her children and wanted Rita to bring them back to Mexico. It was a difficult favor to ask, but Rita agreed to help. She went to Jessie and told her that Emilia had sent for the children through a trusted family member. Rita made it happen, showing once again her skill in solving even the toughest problems. Rita brought Jessie and the children to meet Emilia. The moment Emilia saw her children, she couldn't hold back her emotions. She hugged and kissed them, overwhelmed with joy. Emilia then asked Rita to stay and live with them, but Rita politely declined. While they were talking, a woman approached them. She was looking for her lost son and shared her painful story. This reminded Emilia of her past as Manitas. Feeling the weight of her mistakes, she decided to do something good to make up for her past. The children slowly grew comfortable with Emilia. They noticed that she smelled just like their father, which touched Emilia deeply. With Rita's help, Emilia started a project called La Luchachita. It was a non-profit organization aimed at helping families find their missing loved ones. Meanwhile, Jessie reconnected with her ex-lover, Gustavo. It turned out she had secretly been seeing him while she was with Manitas. When Emilia found out, it hurt her deeply. During this time, Emilia met Mrs. Flores, a woman whose abusive husband had been missing for 5 years. When Emilia told her that her husband had died, Mrs. Flores felt relieved and free. Emilia and Mrs. Flores quickly bonded and began a happy relationship together. Emilia also grew closer to her children and loved spending time with them. Rita and Emilia continued to have a positive impact on each other's lives, and everything seemed to be going well. But the peace didn't last. One day, Jessie came home and announced that she was marrying Gustavo. She said she planned to take the children to live with her and Gustavo in Polanco. Emilia couldn't bear the thought of losing her children, which led to a heated argument between her and Jessie. Determined not to let the children go, Emilia sent one of her men to handle Gustavo. The man offered Gustavo $100,000 to leave Mexico City for good. However, the next day, Emilia received terrible news. Jessie had taken the children and disappeared. Furious, Emilia cut off Jessie's access to all her money, making things even harder for everyone involved, especially Rita. Soon after, the police came to Rita with grim news. Emilia had been kidnapped, and her driver was found dead. 3 of Emilia's fingers were delivered to Rita as a warning. Then, Gustavo called. He demanded money and put Emilia on the phone to beg Rita to do as he asked. Rita didn't give in easily. She brought a group of armed men to the meeting. When Gustavo saw that Rita wasn't alone, a shootout broke out. In the chaos, Emilia confessed the truth to Jessie. She was Manitas and regretted everything she had done. Gustavo forced Jessie and the children to flee with him. In a tense moment, Jessie pulled out a gun and tried to stop Gustavo. During their struggle, the car they were in spun out of control. It went off a cliff and exploded, killing Gustavo, Jessie, and the children. Devastated by the loss, Rita was left with no choice but to take care of the 2 surviving children. She promised to give them the love and care they deserved, despite all the tragedy they had faced.